Hello. My name is Marcia Terry, and I am here with David and Mabel Sims, and they've agreed to talk to me about the oppressed group, the African American oppressed group. So I'm going to ask them a few questions. You guys enjoy. Okay. My first question for you guys is I won't ask your age, but can you tell me
You can. We'll gladly get it.
what can you just tell us how long you've been married?
47 years.
47 years. That gives us an indication of what your age might be. I don't want the
I'm
whole world to
70.
know your age
It's
necessarily.
I'm proud of my age.
And I
Okay,
am
go
too.
ahead. What's your
I'm
age?
71.
And I'm
71
74.
and 74. What
Yeah.
y'all have lived a long life. That's very
Thank
good.
You. Thank you, Lord. It's been good.
Yes, he has. Thank you guys for allowing me to interview you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
How would you guys say that you have had a diverse set of life experiences pertaining to the African American race? How would you how would you talk about that particular experience
Well,
throughout the history?
it's been not only life changing, eye opening, but we both grew up in a segregated home, knowing nothing but blacks and interacting with blacks. And we go back years and years ago before we even had indoor plumbing. So I remember we had, when I was young, during the early 50s, we had outdoor plumbing and no running water. So we grew up in an area like that in the country. I also did, and she did too. She grew up on the farm.
Awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
I didn't go.
Do you do either of you or both of you have y'all experienced fighting for the race, fighting for African American rights and things like that?
We came up during the time that they were fighting for it.
Okay.
Of course, I wasn't in it because I was on the farm,
Mhm.
a tobacco farm.
Okay.
My husband, he went to city school
Dudley.
with Dudley, and,
Mhm.
and he went to school with some of his friends that did, and I think he did too. So I'm gonna let him answer that.
Okay. Can you tell me? Can you tell me
Yes,
about your experiences?
we had first, actually it started with the sitting at the diner downtown Greensboro, and uh, that 5 and 10 store, Woodworth, yeah. And it started with that. Those A&T students came over and they wanted to sit at the counter, and of course they weren't allowed to, and that's what it began. And we demonstrated, we walked and we marched, got arrested once, and we was released. Nothing happened, and Attorney Lee was the attorney. Someone asked him years ago, said, "Well, did you ever march or you ever demonstrate?" He said, "No, I didn't have time. I was too busy getting them out of jail as they put them in." So Attorney Lee was the attorney that got all of us out.
Awesome. What type of strategies other than marching did you all use? Any other strategies to kind of advocate for the race, fight for the race?
That's a good question. Well, it was sit-ins.
Sit-in.
Yes,
Sit-ins
mostly
and
sit-in. It was nonviolent.
Not
And
like
that's one thing that I can say that I'm so glad that we participated in, because it's not like today. We weren't hurling bricks or
right.
trying to tear down anything. We
Right.
did it all calm and nonviolence, and it
Good.
worked.
Right.
Yes.
Good. I was just about to say, how effective do you think it was?
Oh, it was very effective.
Yeah.
It changed the way blacks are in the South.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, because that sit-in, that counter sit-in, those four
Yes.
black guys from A&T.
Yes, and it
That's
started right
really,
here in Greensboro.
right here in Greensboro.
Yes, yes.
A part of history.
Yes,
Right in the
yes,
history books.
yes.
Okay, so if you guys can think back to the 1960s or around that time, can you tell me about a time that you felt the most oppressed or discriminated against? Like a time that you felt like really, really discriminated against?
I did when I was young because everything was downtown. Everything was centered downtown. When we went downtown, there were no shopping centers, so everything was located downtown. So when I remember being depressed that I couldn't go to a white bathroom, and there was no black bathrooms, so and there was no black water fountains. It was only for whites. So we had to go 3 or 4 blocks to almost to East Market, where all the businesses, black businesses, was to use the bathroom, and that was depressing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I often wondered why couldn't I go to the bathroom, but my mom later on told me that it was for white only. So that was a little bit depressing.
Yeah.
But we came up in that time.
Right. Absolutely. And can you tell me about a time where you, between 2000, the year 2000 and now, where you felt like you were discriminated against?
Not
I have.
okay.
I really have, especially on my job. We had a white, trying to say he was not a supervisor, but he was over the supervisor.
Okay.
Okay, he,
Like a superintendent.
no, he wasn't a superintendent. He transferred me from first shift to second shift, and I had asked him not to do it because I had children. I couldn't work second shift. But the white girl that worked with me, he left her on first shift, and I had more seniority.
So it's a good case of discrimination.
Yeah,
That is a good case.
yeah. But he asked me, he said, "Who told you you had to go to second shift?" I said, "You did." I got transferred to third shift, which I didn't mind. So that was one case that I could think of. Of course, I've seen a few of them.
Okay. Talk about those things.
I'll tell you about one other.
Okay.
The people down here at the store, the lady owned the store,
Okay.
and I was in there buying something from the store, and the white lady came in. She just stopped taking care of my dishes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I turned around and walked out of the store.
Right. This was in your neighborhood now?
Mm-hmm.
Right down the street?
Yeah, the corner store.
wow.
Now, it's not a store anymore because all the parishioners have died. That family
Okay.
died out and they sold the store. But
Okay.
yeah. And I can remember being on the job and not getting the same amount of pay for the same amount of work
Oh.
as my white counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
This is during the early '71.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at
Mhm.
my job that I was on.
That's
Yeah.
I can remember that also, but my problem was, my thing was, there was a man doing the same job that I was doing, and he got me in trouble.
You know what? It's so interesting that you guys are bringing this up because this is something that we have been talking about in our class.
Really?
About how, there's the discrepancy, a difference
Yes.
between how men get paid, and
Yes.
sometimes there's even a difference between how African Americans get paid, or
Yes.
different
Yes.
races.
Yes.
Not even just African Americans.
Absolutely.
Hispanics get paid less and
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
So we've been actually discussing that in class.
Yeah, it happens.
But,
yeah, he got paid more than I did, and we were doing the same job. As a matter of fact, I was doing a little bit more than he was,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody recognized it, but the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was down here a few weeks ago, him and his wife.
He's black, he's Afro American.
Well, whatever color he is. He and his wife was down here a couple of weeks ago, and he said, he was telling me that he got laid off.
See, what goes around comes around.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and he was an Afro-American too.
Mhm.
He wasn't a white at this time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter with color. It doesn't matter as far as the men getting paid more than the women. Men always think that men should get paid more.
Yes, and he got
Not
paid
always,
more.
but I mean.
He got paid more. My wife did the work,
Right.
and the supervisor, because he was a man, he let him get by with it. But I guarantee you, she couldn't have gotten by with it.
Right.
Doing less work and goofing off like he did,
Mhm.
and she would have got fired.
Mhm.
Because that's a difference between male and female.
Right.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
But that's the way the system is. And this was at Cone Mill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's actually a big gap in wages between men and women.
Yes.
A
yes.
huge gap still right now.
Really? Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that you've seen some discretion. You've seen it.
I mean, I think that it's close some, but
Okay.
not enough. It should be just equal, and it's not.
No.
It's not. So yeah. In your opinion, what were the biggest differences between back in the day in the 1960s when you were discriminated against, and now when you were discriminated against?
I haven't had that problem lately.
Mm-hmm. With your work, the two different situations that you.
Now my work, I got my job. They phased my job out.
Okay.
This was before I turned 62, which was some years ago.
Okay.
So I really haven't had the opportunity to experience some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because when they phased my job out, I retired at 62.
Okay.
I can't remember that year. I'm not good at years,
Mm-hmm.
and months, and days. But this was 10 years ago. 71 now.
69. I mean, 99.
May have been. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. So, what do you all think? In your opinion, do you all think? Well, we all know we've come a long way.
Yeah.
We always say that,
yes.
and I mean, of course, I agree with that. But from your perspective, how far have we really come?
That's a good question. We have come a long way from the time that I started working in the 70s, but we still got a long way to go. We're still not there because whites still have better job, better benefits. We can be doing the same thing, but they still get paid a little bit more, and the benefits are getting now. The benefits are getting better, but they're still at a high level. They're getting paid at a higher level, and our benefits are the same, but because we're low paid, we get less benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what would go ahead?
That's like the profit, sharing the profits, not insurance, but profit sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I on my job when I got my job got phased, I had lost $23,000, but I wasn't the only one.
23,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
What happened was the Cone family owned the business, and they sold it to the company, and they went there with the ESOP, and with the ESOP, the controllers of the company, they control the company, and they can run it the way they want it to, but it's company employee owned. So therefore they could run it the way they run it, any way they wanted. Well, not any way they wanted to, but that was reliable for the for everybody had putting their money into this pool. and that food was the financiers, the ones that were running the company. They had the freedom to use their money any way they could. This is a fine print. And so when the company went belly up because they didn't make it, they lost their money.
Yeah,
My wife lost $23,000. But that was one engineer that worked for that company. Watch this. He lost 70,000, and he was white.
Wow.
Yeah, and nobody went belly up. In other words, nobody went in there and started gunning down the
Right.
company for taking the money and
Everybody stayed calm.
yes, everybody stayed calm.
Right.
But the guys that was running the company, those 7 employees that was running the company after Cone sold it to them, they all left the company and they all got the money.
Wow.
Yeah. But there's been some terrible death with some of them. Some got drowned, but it was 7 or 8 men that got all the profit.
Wow. What do you think when it comes to like fighting for rights? What do you think is the biggest difference between then and now? So for the advocacy.
When we started out, it was really slow. It looked like it took forever for the laws to just to, to determine that we could go into the restrooms and we could go into restaurants. It took forever. But now it's so easy, and things are coming too easy sometimes because these younger generations that just got everything at their disposal, but they're not satisfied. We would have been satisfied, and we wouldn't have did it in a harmful way of tearing buildings down and looting, and we did it all peacefully. And now they got all of these advantages. They can go to the best schools. They can go to the best restaurants. They can live anywhere they want to live.
Go to the bathroom wherever they want to go.
Yes, but we couldn't. We couldn't do it.
Right.
The biggest thing I find that's vulnerable is that the young people are killing their own people.
Oh wow. Yeah.
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 I mean, instead of sticking together, they're killing each other.
Wow. Yeah. That's
And,